Those of you familiar with your gaming history may recognize this man, Yuji Naka, as the mastermind behind Sonic Team that brought you the original Sonic franchise as well as Nights into Dreams. He also programmed the 3D dungeons in the original Phantasy Star, and more recently has developed his own studio, and they're responsible for lots of smaller titles mainly, like Ivy the Kiwi. But what game really started it all? Girls' Garden. Alright. This game was originally developed by Naka as a test game when he first started working for Sega, but they apparently liked it so much that they published it in 1984 to the Sega SG-1000 and SC-3000, and to my knowledge it was only released in Japan. The storyline is that your boyfriend is sort of running astray, and you can see him at the top sort of stepping towards your rival. And in order to keep his affections, you have to collect all of these flowers, and once you've collected enough, you take them back to him and he will come back to you. Now, him walking across the screen at the top also acts as a timer in the game. Now, you're pursued by bears, and you can see I just dropped honey there, which will placate them for a short amount of time, but you have to be careful with your honey because you do have a limited supply. Occasionally a bee will fly across the screen and drop either fruit, which you can collect for points, additional honey, lives, etc. And once you've collected all of your flowers, you can take them back to your boyfriend and listen to some nice cheesy wedding music as you've maintained him for the moment. Now, you do have to be careful when navigating around the various obstacles around the playing field. You can see right there I actually got stuck on that rock. And sometimes that will happen, although I think everything is laid out pretty well, and the sprites are actually pretty well defined, so you just have to be careful. Also, you should note to stay away from the water because it will kill you if you walk into it. The flowers in this game do have a growth cycle, and it only counts if you pick the flower when it's fully bloomed. Now, you can collect the flowers when they're not fully bloomed and sort of get them out of the way, but do watch out for the black flowers, the fully dead ones like I just collected, because those will reduce your number of flowers in half. There are also bonus stages every couple of rounds, and all this really is just you jumping over bears. And this is actually a lot harder than it looks because the jumping controls are kind of floaty, to say the best. Now, you can also press forward and jump or press backward and jump, and this will change your jumping accordingly, but it's really hard to try to get used to. Here's a look at the packaging for Girls' Garden, and honestly I kind of like these SG-1000 packages. They're nice small boxes. Here's actually sort of a comparison with an NES cart. So these are pretty small, they fit really tight around the cartridges themselves, and the cartridges are about the size of an Atari or ColecoVision cartridge. They're actually just a little bit bigger, but pretty comparable size. I think maybe the artwork on this is a little misleading as far as the storyline. It kind of looks like maybe this time the boy is sort of lovingly chasing after the girl who's collecting flowers, I guess maybe just because she wants to. And meanwhile, she's pursued by the world's smallest bear and a cross-eyed bee. So we know this isn't really the true desperate situation that's in the game, but I still think it's pretty decent artwork for the time, and it does certainly look like something from this period in the early 80s. Now, my box is actually in pretty rough condition. This is certainly not sort of collector's grade. We've got like a hole in the bottom here, and it's just kind of a little rough around the edges. And you'll find that a lot of these games that are listed at affordable prices are going to be in a little bit rougher condition. But the other thing that's kind of hard with these is that they're sort of tough to protect. So I have a suggestion that I use, which are these box protectors like I showed in one of my other videos. Now this one's made for the Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 boxes, but actually 2 of these boxes will fit really nicely side by side in here with really no extra room. They fit perfectly in here. So this will keep keep your boxes as nice as when you bought them. And like I said, in this case, this one is already a little rough, but at least we won't incur any more damage to the box. Now, if you're looking to grab this game for yourself and give it a whirl, it's pretty easy to find on eBay, and usually you can find it at a pretty reasonable price. However, the SG-1000 is very difficult to locate, so my recommendation would be to pick up a Japanese Master System, which is capable of playing all the SG-1000, the Mark III games, and the Japanese Master System games. Now, this is an arcade-style game, so as far as I know, there's no end to it. And you know what? It really sort of embodies all of the great aspects of arcade-style gaming, that really simple gameplay, yet really addictive. And I think that the music and the graphics for the time and the system really sort of show off what the SG-1000 was capable of. And I think this is a testament to the talent and the ability of Yuji Naka, and is a great precursor to all the wonderful games that he's given us since. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.